Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. If you like The Mike Wagner Show and you want to make your own podcast, well, let me tell you about Anchor. First of all, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can also add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. You can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios.
Hi, this is Mia Mosinzia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios and sponsored by international award-winning author Mia Mosinzia of Missing. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 40 podcast platforms, as well as HamiltonRadio.net, Diamonds FM, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We can be heard in over 100 countries, featuring over 1,000 well-known and amazing guests throughout the globe. And named one of the top 100 global podcasts in the New York Weekly Times, Hollywood Entertainment News, Los Angeles Weekly Times, Apple, and Chartable. So sit back and relax and enjoy another great episode of the award-winning Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give an official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Mosinzia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosinzia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosinzia has garnered great reviews and even loved and enjoys by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Ford Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Mosinzia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 40 podcast platforms, heard in over 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music. Also heard on HamiltonRadio.net, Oldies FM, Diamonds Radio, and a few of the networks coming soon. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, hoodies, and tote bags, and makes great gifts 24/7, including baseball gear. Amazon.com, and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Mosinzia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Mosinzia. Check it out today. I'll support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com at the Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific gentleman who is an American-born actor, artist, and percussionist, graduated from Seton Hall University and a member of the Omega Psi Phi, which is championing causes including NAACP, breast cancer awareness, voter registration, and more. He's trained at the Anthony Absorn Acting and Conservatory in New York City. He's a skilled percussionist who learned how to play African drums, and also he's been in movies like Maya and Her Lover, The Chi, Black Lightning, also Pulse, The List, On Our Way, New Amsterdam. And we'll also be talking about his new movie, Take the Night, which will be coming very soon. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown New York City, the multi-talented American-born actor, artist, and percussionist, and featured in Take the Night, ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented Shomari Love. Shomari, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Mike.
Well, it's great to have you on board, Shomari. You're an American-born actor, artist, and percussionist. You graduate from Seton Hall University and a member of the Omega Psi Phi. You're trained at the Anthony Absorn Acting Conservatory in New York City. You're a skilled percussionist, and also you play with the Light Bear Drum Corps, and you also directed and executive produced Paul's. You've been in Maya and her lover, The Chi, Black Lightning, also New Amsterdam, On Our Way, and you'll be in a new movie will be coming out soon called Take the Night. And before getting to all that, Shomari, tell us how you first got started.
Well, I first got started when I realized that I wasn't using my talents to the best of my ability. I felt that I always had a gift or a desire to want to act and to get into it, but I didn't know anything about it. And I was watching a television show one day and I got really inspired by it. And I said, you know what, this might be my calling. So I took a leap of faith, just tried something different. I started literally from the bottom. I knew nothing about the industry. So I had to educate myself and kind of learn as I go.
Okay. And what was that TV show that prompted you to go into acting?
I'm happy to say that the show was Entourage, which is about a guy that is from Queens, New York. So it felt so relatable. I was like,
Entourage, interesting.
Yeah, HBO's Entourage.
Oh my gosh. And of course, being from New York City as well, too, and relating as well, too. And do you remember like in a particular scene that just gave you a light bulb moment, or is it just simply Entourage where it's just like, one moment or the theme to it that's simply a guy into acting, or maybe like the one actor or everything like that that's give it a light bulb moment says, this is it?
Oh man, that's a great question. It definitely, the project as a whole, for me, felt like a journey because I watched it from the beginning and then I'd stop at certain parts as I'd begun my journey. But there's a particular scene, I think it was in the first or second season, where the main character, Vinny Chase, he had just did like his first big feature film. And, his nerves were deserting him. He didn't know how it would turn out. It was kind of like a make it or break it situation. But the film actually ended up doing well. And that, just changed the course of his life. And because he was optimistic about it and because he put his best foot forward and, tried his best and gave his best attempt at something, he wasn't too worried about how the outcome would be. And I felt like that was really relatable. I said, you know what? This character, what I took from that character is that if you believe that you can do something and you put your best effort towards it and you try it, I mean, even if you don't succeed, at least you can say you gave it an honest effort. So for me, it's like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot as well. This kid from Queens can do it. Why can't I?
And I think everybody can relate to, not recognizing gifts and everything else and just take a TV show or some event to figure that out. And what are some of the other favorite TV shows you enjoyed watching growing up?
Oh, man, it goes back. I always loved watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I loved watching Martin. I always watched Law and Order. For some reason, that was one of my favorites also. And then I was big into cartoons as well growing up. So
I like
Rocket Power. Yeah, Rocket Power was one of mine. Even if we go even further back, Rugrats. I used to watch that on.
I remember that. Yeah, my kids love watching Rugrats.
Yeah. One of my favorite cartoons was actually Static Shock. I don't know if you remember that one. That was
Static
pretty
Shock.
cool.
Okay, I'm trying to think. Was that on Cartoon Network? It's like I'm trying to think. Static Shock. Which network was that?
Yeah, on? I believe it was it Cartoon Network or CW? I can't remember.
It was somewhere. It was somewhere. Either it was somewhere along those lines, starting with a C, and I think it'll probably come as well too. And I think it was probably somewhere along those lines too. And I can think probably somewhere, I'm a little more old school, but it's like, watching with my kids, CW had Animaniacs. You also had Powerpuff Girls. I think you had Robo Chicken, Ren and Stimpy. And I think you also had, what was another staple I had? So you have Powerpuff Girls. You had, what was that? What was that other one? Oh, Dexter's Laboratory. That was another one.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Yes,
Dexter's Laboratory.
Yes.
I can't believe I forgot that one. Yeah.
My gosh.
So it's like, you know what? All of those shows, it's like any show where you've seen the imaginations of these characters being engaged and you've seen them in these circumstances that everyday people could encounter, but the way that they dealt with them was in an extraordinary way. Those are kind of the shows that I felt like I always gravitated towards.
That's rather interesting. And who are some of your favorite actors and actors and or directors growing up? Who are some of your favorite actors and actors growing up?
I think the first person that I mentioned would be the late Sidney Poitier. He's definitely one of my favorite growing up. And then also, of course, Denzel Washington. He was one of my great inspirations. Leonardo DiCaprio was also one of my favorite actors growing up. And I mean, the list goes on. And then from the director's world, I mean, Steven Spielberg, Antoine Fuqua. There's so much inspiration that I'm fortunate enough to just have access to. You know, like we have these people that create these art and they put their time and energy into it, and the list goes on. That's just a few.
Mm-hmm. And how about some of your favorite movies growing up, besides the ones you mentioned?
Oh man, did I say Catch Me If You Can yet? That was
one of my not yet, but I'm glad
movies.
You brought that up. I love that one. Yes.
Oh my goodness. I remember watching that. Actually, I was in high school, and the first time I seen it, I was in like a law class, I believe. And that day we were watching the film, and then we would obviously afterwards discussing, you know, what laws were broken, et cetera, et cetera. You know how they use different mediums to teach. But I remember watching that movie and I was like, wow, this guy is the most resourceful person I've ever seen. Like he can literally create and be anything he wants to be. Leonardo DiCaprio did great in that movie. So that was one of my favorites. Training Day with Denzel Washington was great. On the Waterfront with Marlon Brando, that was actually a great film as well.
Oh my
gosh,
about an oldie. That's one of his finest performances too, Marlon Brando. It's like, you know, any Marlon Brando movie he's been in, he's really made it famous, especially The Godfather. I think pretty much made his footprint permanently in Hollywood with The Godfather. It's like just totally amazing.
Yeah, he's one of those. I mean, all of the actors that I mentioned, they give so much to the characters, and that's what we appreciate. You know what I mean? And that's what resonates later on. It's like, did you believe that individual as the character? Sometimes they do so well as these characters, we automatically think that they are those individuals. Like this, we whatever we knew of that person's life before, this person has recreated it and matched it.
Mm-hmm. And of course, that also comes out in some of your movies as well, too. You've been in My Inner Lover, The Chi, Black Lightning as well, too. We'll talk about those along with Take the Night. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor, the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and Eve 11 enjoys by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassie, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia. Available on Amazon. Also, check out The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 40 podcast platforms, heard in over 100 countries, also on hamiltonradio.net, Diamonds FM, Oldies Radio, and more. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out The Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books, merchandise, and more. Also, support The Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com at The Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you do so today. We're here with the multi-talented American-born actor, artist, and percussionist, Shomari Love, here on The Mike Wagner Show, talking about his upcoming movie, Take the Night. But first, let's talk about with you going to school as well, too, graduating from Seton Hall, the member of Omega Psi. This organization or the fraternity champions causes including NAACP, breast cancer awareness, voter registration, and youth mentoring. Tell us more about that. And what inspired you to join the fraternity?
Great question. It's actually something that's very near and dear to me. When I was learning about the fraternity and the impact that it's had throughout history in America and abroad, and I learned about the individuals that came before me and how they played a part in almost every walk of life. I said that to myself, like, I want to be a part of something and be able to contribute to that change and be able to contribute to that history one day. And what other way to do it than to be a part of an organization that has the greatest group of men with the greatest example.
Mm-hmm. And of course, too, being also a great example as well, too. You're also a skilled percussionist who you played the African drums as a child, joined the Light Bearers drum corps as well, too. And tell us about those and what got inspired to become a percussionist or a drummer.
I don't know. I remember from I was like literally, I had a conversation with my grandfather a while back, and he told me that ever since I was little, like I was always banging on something with my hands or making some type of beat with my hands. And my grandfather is from West Africa, and he's something that he actually encouraged. So there was a program in my middle school, I believe at the time, and it was to learn about playing the African drums. Once I picked it up, I fell in love with it. And then from there, I began to learn other types of drums and eventually joining a drum corps and learning how to play the march and snare drum. So it's one of those things, it's a feeling, man. Once you pick it up, it's either it vibes with you or it doesn't. But if it does, you love it for life.
Mm-hmm. You also talked about learning other methods of drumming as well, too, and talk about those as well. You're not the typical 5-piece drum set and all that, like other types of drumming. I mean, this sounds really interesting. I think some people can use you as a percussionist.
I mean, listen, I love opportunities to express myself with the art. I love learning new things. I had an opportunity to work on a project where I had to learn a new type of African drum that I never played before. And I embrace challenges like that. And I mean, I would love to be a part of a project where I get to play as a percussionist again one day.
Interesting. What types of African drumming is out there? You said there's this one type, and how many types are out there, and what are they?
I mean, there are many, many, many different types. And I am by no means an expert, but the two types of African drums that I have learned and I played are the djembe and the sabar. The sabar is also known as the talking drum. So those two drums I've played.
That's really interesting. We'll have to check those out. And of course, jumping from the fraternity also to drumming, and you also segue into acting as well too. That you trained at the Anthony Absorn Acting Conservatory. You also appeared in Maya and Her Lover, The Chi, Black Lightning. Also, you directed and executive produced Pulse. You also been on the list. On Our Way, New Amsterdam, and tell us about those, and especially the two I recognize are the Chi and Black Lightning. Being on cable.
Yeah. So those were all great experiences. For the Black Lightning and the Shy, those two experiences were very unique and special to me. Black Lightning was my first time on the networks, so that was a great experience with CW and working with that team. It was a really, really great learning experience, and we had a great time, and the story was very interesting. And then with the Shy, it was such a challenge. That was one of the first times when I had to play a character that most people view as a villain, right? But for me, I enjoyed the process of preparing for that character because it really required me to go deeper into understanding why that person got to that point in life where they felt it was necessary to carry out those type of villainous acts. And that was on Showtime, but it was also a great story as well that, it's based on a lot of true things. These are things that happen to everyday people. So those were both really great experiences. And I'm looking forward to having more experiences like that and projects like that.
Do you use that same method in all the roles that you play or audition for? The same thing, like you dive deep like you did with the Shy?
Yeah, exactly. So with the Shy, that method, which I trained with my coach Anthony Abison, it stems from a lot of different types of training, essentially. But essentially, that character work is something that I do use with every single role. I think that by not learning about the character and asking the questions why and understanding the character's life before they got to where you are with them on paper, you're doing a disservice to yourself and to the story. So yes, I try to embrace that methodology with all the roles that I take on.
Mm-hmm. And what method acting did you use on that one? There's like several. You had the Strasberg, you had the method acting, and I think you
Yeah.
also and I'm just trying to think of some of the others, Stravinsky and everything. What were some of the methods that you got taught?
Yeah, so my coach, Anthony Abison, he had the privilege of working with Stedler and working with Lee Strasberg, and then studying the works of Stanislavski as well. So what we train on and what we practice, it actually incorporates things from all three of those disciplines essentially, which I think is ultimately fortunate. It's great because I feel like one doesn't fully give the actor the tool they need without the other. So being able to incorporate parts of the trainings from all three of those individuals, the way that my coach puts it together, I really appreciate that method, and I use that's my go-to.
Mm-hmm. And he also went on to become a director and executive produced Pulse as well. And tell us more about that.
Yeah, so Post was a short film that was brought to me by a colleague, and I had already directed a project before and worked behind the scenes, so I understood how it worked and how to make something like that come to life. And then just my love for acting and my love for wanting to see a project come together and to provide that space for other actors. That kind of, it was a no-brainer for me to help put that project together, which is about two brothers who are from the city and, you know, essentially have two different walks of life, but are coming to a point where they're in a situation where they have to make a really tough choice between one part of their family and another part of their family. But yeah, it was a really great experience. It's something I definitely look forward to doing again.
Mm-hmm. And of course, with a director and executive producer, and maybe just how, like, you know, obviously different from acting, but what kind of influence you do take on the role of a director and executive producer for this project?
I mean, if you think about it, every single actor that I mentioned, for the most part, these individuals all took on that same feat, right? To grow as an actor, I think it behooves you to understand how the entire system works. When you fully understand the role that everyone plays into making that piece of work come to life, I think it helps everything flow a little bit more smoothly. It helps you appreciate ultimately what you're doing more. And you know, I've seen works that Denzel Washington has directed, for example, and it's like, okay, what can you learn from this? When you're on the other side of the camera and you're providing that space to an actor, you're able to assess the choices that are made in a different way. And I think that's a skill that if anyone has the opportunity to learn, they should.
Okay. And also too, you also been in the lead role in Maya and Her Lover as well too. You also taken another step up too, and tell us more about that. You being the lead.
Yeah, man, that was a really fun experience. That was my first leading man in a film, and it's funny because yeah, it's a lot of responsibility. It's a step up, and you know, we did a lot in a little bit of time, but ultimately, I'm happy with the story and how it came out and how it was received. A lot of people really loved that movie, and I had no idea how many people would be able to relate to the story of Maya and Kasim, who plays her lover in the movie. But I'm glad that I was given the opportunity and that responsibility to take on that character. It taught me a lot about myself as an actor and as an individual, and it was definitely a good stepping stone for me.
Mm-hmm. And certainly a good stepping stone as well too. You also been in Take the Night, starring as Shanna. That'll be coming out. We'll talk about that in just 1 minute with Shomari Love. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Mosenzi of Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with the multi-talented actor director Shomari Love of Take the Night after this time out.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303 3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionsea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Ray Powers, and boy, are you in luck. Right place, right time. Tuned in to the Mike Wagner Show. You heard me.
We're back with the amazing, multi-talented actor and director, Shomari Love, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Take the Night will be coming out very soon. You're starring as Shannon. And tell us more about Take the Night and what inspired to be involved in it.
Yeah. Take the Night was a project that I had the opportunity to be a part of literally right before the pandemic happened. And it's funny because this character, Shannon, he's someone who literally has his back against the wall and he's down and out, and he has to make a decision of, what is he going to do, what step or what risk he's willing to take to change his life. And he gets involved in this whirlwind and this is awesome plot, which unfolds through the story, which happens to be all related to a heist, right? And if you've seen the trailer, you'll understand a little bit more how all of these pieces play together. But when this project came across my desk and I read the script and I seen how Shannon was depicted in the project, I was also at a point in my training where I was definitely ready to do the work that was necessary to bring a character like that to life. Mm-hmm. Because a character like that is a delicate character. And I feel like anyone can attempt to play a character who's down on their last and who's essentially not doing well, right? But with Shannon, as I mentioned to you before, with other characters and other work that I do, why? How did he get to this point? And what is his thought process right now? What does the opportunity that's in front of him present to the people around him? And how will every single action and every single word that he says impact those around him and potentially change the course of his life? So for me, the project was a challenge, but it was a challenge that I was ready for and that was a long time coming.
And what do you want viewers to get from the movie?
Great question, Mike. I want viewers to ultimately understand that we all have trials and tribulations. We all have ups and downs. At the end of the day, one thing we have in common is that we're human. There are two types of family. There's the family that you choose, and there's the family that you're born with. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, there's nothing more important than family. I think those are the two takeaways that I want viewers to learn from the story, and then specifically to learn from Shannon is that I want them to learn the ability to persevere and to see what perseverance looks like. No matter how bad your situation is, no matter how hard things can be and how hard things get, there's always an opportunity. You never know what's behind the next door. You never know what happens on the next step that you take. Mm-hmm. So don't quit.
And very interesting as well, too, and greatly appreciated. And where can we find Take the Night and all your works at, Shomari?
Yeah, so Take the Night actually will be in theaters, select theaters nationwide on July 8th. And then my previous work on various platforms, Maya and Her Lover is actually on the All Black platform currently. And then some of the other works that you mentioned, they're available on those respective networks. My IMDb has a bunch of the works listed there as well. And then things are on social media as well in terms of finding projects that I've been a part of.
Okay. We'll certainly check those out. We're here with the multi-talented American-born actor, artist, and percussionist, Shomari Love, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Shomari, just a few more things here. What else can you expect me in 2022 and beyond?
Yeah, man, great question. For me, hopefully, I will continue to do the thing that I love. Every opportunity I get is a blessing. So hopefully I will continue to have these opportunities. I am a part of a project that is releasing later on this year, which will be on television. So be on the lookout for that. It is a drama-based series.
Okay, we'll certainly do that. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Oh, man. I definitely have to put the late Chadwick Boseman up there. He was a huge influence for me. I had the opportunity of seeing him work, and just the level of humility that someone who was so accomplished had. It always keeps me humble and grounded, no matter how many projects I've worked in so far or that I will continue to work in. He showed that it's never really about you. It's about the work and your service to the craft. And he's definitely one of my biggest influences for that.
Mm-hmm. And certainly amazing too. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Very simple, man. Just don't quit. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is you think you want to do, even if you don't have it figured out yet, don't you even think about quitting.
I like that. That's a really good point. Once again, we're with American-born actor, artist, and percussionist Shomari Love here on the Mike Wagner Show at Take the Night. Shomari, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact? Where can people check out your latest film and check out all your other works at?
Yes, thank you. So once again, Take the Night will be in select theaters nationwide on July 8th. And then shortly after, it'll be available on demand and streaming. And you can find me on Instagram at Shomari Love. And that's my main socials. Look forward to connecting. And thanks again for having me.
We'll certainly do so. It's our pleasure. Once again, Shomari, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. We wish you all the best. And you've got a great future ahead of you.
Thank you, sir.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionsea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show. Brought to you by international award-winning author Mia Mohsen-Zia of Missing. And powered by Sonic Web Studios. Be sure to join us again on over 40 podcast platforms. And of course on the MikeWagnerShow.com, HamiltonRadio.net, and Diamonds FM. Don't forget to support our program with a generous donation at the MikeWagnerShow.com. Thanks for listening.